Hi. On the topic of intergenerational justice in the European Union, I find myself opposed to the two often stated arguments. First, that young people are suffering injustifiably more than the older generation, and secondly, that austerity measures put youngsters in disadvantage. I say that austerity can work and that the youth has better opportunities to weather the storm than the older generation would have. And in addition, I would add that young workers shouldn't simply blame older generation for this crisis and do nothing to remedy the situation. Okay, before I begin, I would like to give a short disclaimer. I am a young, educated worker from Estonia, which is, along with the other Baltic countries, considered a poster child for austerity measures. If you are from some country that has close economic ties with Greece, for example, then you will probably disagree with what I'm going to say. Let's begin. First, a few facts. Estonia has followed austerity measures very well. Greece has not. John Maynard Keynes would be proud to see how Estonia slashed government spending and decreased salaries, thus balancing the national budget without increasing the national debt. I mean, Estonia has the lowest national debt in the whole Europe. And the second fact is that while unemployment has spiked for everybody, including young people, then at least in Estonia it has started to decrease again, and the situation is normalizing for young people especially fast. So, as you can see, austerity is not necessarily bad, it can work, and when the whole country is better off, then of course the young people are also better off. Another good example of austerity is Iceland. They were on the verge of bankruptcy a few years ago, but you probably haven't heard about them lately that much. Let me update you on this. After they had politically lynched the people to blame for this, their loaning bubble bursting, popping, they have enjoyed nice, steady growth on the gross domestic product and decrease in unemployment in young people also. This concludes my argument that austerity is good for the youth. Well, now I will tell you some negative effects of austerity, just to show you that young people have less negative effects. Well, both Estonia and Iceland saw a great outflux of people of all ages during the hardest years of recession, but especially young people. Now, the reason for this is that young people are less tied down with family and real estate, so they are more mobile. They can go to greener pastures, and they can weather the storm until it gets better and better in the homeland. And now that they are coming back, they will help restart this economy. And with this I come to the final point that young people should also really help and bear some of the burden of this economic crisis. And even if they didn't contribute to it, if I was an old guy, I would probably say that they didn't contribute to it because they didn't have any influence. But even disregard that. I just feel that pointing fingers and playing the blaming game is pointless, and everybody should try to clean up the mess, especially for young people. I would think that would you really trust the old people who got us into this sticky situation? Would you trust them with knowing the way out? I wouldn't. So I'd rather young people, and this includes me, should help get our economy to the state it was, or even better, and I really want to be part of it. So in conclusion, austerity measures work, and they have less negative effects on young people, and young people should also bear the burden